Hey guys, this is Aquifil again, and today I want to talk about the upcoming SummerSlam pay-per-view by WWE. Well, I'm really looking forward to it, and yeah, I want to run down the card with you and to see what WWE has in store for us coming Sunday night. Well, the first one is supposed to be a 6-women tag team match between Alexa Bliss, Eva Marie, Natalya on the one side, and Becky Lynch, Carmella, and Naomi on the other side. Well, this one, Eva Marie was suspended because she violated the WWE wellness policy, so I doubt she'll be in this match come Sunday. It's interesting to see if this match will be cancelled or if somebody will replace her. Anyway, this match is some kind of showcase for the Divas or Women division of SmackDown, but it's more a stretch for the Natalya-Becky Lynch feud because, let's face it, this is not going to be good, this is not going to get a lot of time, and we're going to see. I think that Becky Lynch sooner or later needs to win here, and maybe her team will win. I don't care either way, to be honest. This next one is going to be more interesting because Sheamus and Cesaro both are great athletes, and they have a best of 7 series, and this is match 1. Starting such a series on SummerSlam, it's better to end it on a high note, but anyway, both are very powerful guys, very agile guys, very athletic guys, and I think it will be a great big man match. And both have good chemistry, and if WWE does it right, the crowd will finally be hot for this, mostly because Cesaro is in it. So anyway, the match itself will be good, I have no doubt about it. I hope it gets enough time, and I think the first one in such a series goes to the heel, so I think Sheamus will win here. The United States title match, I think WWE was not quite clever, or not really clever, to present this match to us on Monday on Raw, but it showed that both Reigns and Rusev are capable of pulling off a great match. I think Rusev gets better every day on the microphone, in the ring, building his character, and he's a real predator. He methodically stalks his victims and tears them apart, and that's the kind of opponent Reigns needs, because it puts him more or less not in the underdog position, but not in the dominant position, like he's getting the shit kicked out of him and he easily can mount his comebacks and everything is okay. And Reigns, we all have seen that he's capable of having good matches, and I think the crowd will start to root even more for him, mostly because this is not he's not forced down our throats as the next top guy. This is a mid-card feud, and this is the right place for Roman Reigns at this time, and Rusev is a great opponent for him. I think Rusev should win here, and Reigns should chase the title some more, but we'll see. I'm going with Rusev here, and I think if they get enough time, this will be an even better match than they had on Monday. Wait a second, Big Cass and Enzo Amore versus Jerry KO, whoever came up with that stupid name, but anyway, Big Cass and Enzo are hot as fuck right now, and Jericho the crowd always loves him, hates him, whatever they are supposed to do at the moment, and Kevin Owens, he's a great guy, and the crowd is always interested in what he does. I think this is more or less a feud to stall the Big Cass and so going after the title thing a little bit. And the faces should win here, so both teams can move on, and maybe even Jericho can move on to go back to Fozzy. Kevin Owens can focus on singles stuff. a thing he needs to be involved in, not tag team competition, especially if it's not for the titles. And this will be another stepping stone for Big Cass and Enzo to show that they are the tag team on Raw right now. And yeah, hopefully it'll end in a title shot. This match will be good if it gets enough time. I mean, Enzo, Owens, Jericho are all great talkers, are all good in the ring. Big Cass, huge agile guy, good in the ring too. I don't see that anything can really go wrong here. Hopefully the faces win, and this stuff is done after that, and especially Owens can pursue a singles title. Speaking of the tag team titles, The New Day versus The Club. And yeah, well, we had a lot of penile jokes in the past, which is even a little bit too, for The New Day. I like The New Day, but this stuff has gotten out of hand and has gotten stale as of late. And yeah, finally, I like The New Day, but they need to lose the titles. I would have preferred them losing the titles to Big Cass and Enzo, but now they are facing the Club, and the Club desperately needs something that really puts them on the map. I mean, they have been dominant, they have been strong, they have been showing off their skills, but they haven't really won anything of note. And they need to win this year, and Big Cass and Enzo should pursue them afterwards for the title. And the match itself, yeah, it will be good. No doubt about it. Not great, but good. And yeah, mostly it depends on will the Club win here or not. Because if the New Day wins again, you have buried the Club. You don't need them anymore because for the next 2, 3, 4 months, they will be like, what have they won? Why should we fear them? So here, booking will be key. And I really hope that the Club will win this one. Yeah, the IC title. The Miz versus Apollo Crews. The Miz still has a lot to learn in the ring. And yeah, Apollo Crews, he's a good guy. He's agile, he's strong, he is very athletic. And he's a good opponent for the Miz. I don't see him winning here because I don't think he has the stuff to really push the IC title or give the IC title more credit and meaning. The Miz, of course, Apollo Crews is the right opponent for him as of now because the Miz isn't the guy who should face Bray Wyatt, the Bray Wyatts, the Randy Ortons, the Dean Ambroses, whatever. And you need the IC title to be something the main eventers can compete for on SmackDown when they are not involved in the title picture. For that, The Miz needs to lose the titles rather sooner than later, but not to Apollo Crews, but as with Apollo Crews, you'll have the same problem. And yeah, having him drop the title to a more meaningful guy would hurt him, and yeah, well, The Miz, it wouldn't hurt him as much. The match itself can be anything from so-so to good. We'll see. I'm going with The Miz here, and yeah, one of the matches I'm not really looking forward to, as much as I like Crews. Yeah, the women's title match between Sasha Banks, The Boss, and Charlotte. I think it was a mistake to give Sasha Banks the title on Raw. The payoff would have been that much bigger if they gave the title to her on the SummerSlam, because, well, it's a big moment. And you don't have to waste them on Raw just for sheer shock or surprise value. Or change value. The match itself, I think it will be good. Sasha Banks and Charlotte are both capable competitors. It's not very suspenseful because everything else than Sasha Banks retaining here would be just plain useless. So, still, should be a good match. And now to the big 4 matches. First of all, John Cena versus AJ Styles. And Cena and Styles both have proven against each other that they can have a great match, that they have stellar chemistry, and I loved their last match. The 6-man tag team match was good too, not as good as the singles match, but well, Both guys are capable of having another great match, I'm sure of it, and this one will be one of the highlights. It will definitely get enough time, and it will be highly entertaining. The question here is who will win, and that depends. Is this feud going to continue, or is this the end? If this is the end, AJ Styles just needs to win, in my opinion at least, because everything else, John Cena doesn't need that win. If Cena wins, the feud has to continue, because you can't have Styles lose and lose and lose again. He needs a big feud won, just for his credibility, because he can be hurt. John Cena cannot be hurt. So, really looking forward to it, and hopefully the booking will be good. Another big one is Brock Lesnar versus Randy Orton. Randy Orton, has returned to WWE and immediately wants to show that he is back in the main event. And of course, the best opponent to prove that is Brock Lesnar. I think, if Randy Orton wins this one, he immediately is the #1 contender for the world title, because if you win against Brock Lesnar on your return, that puts you in a title shot position. The match itself, depends. Is Randy Orton going to fight back on an eye-to-eye level, or fight on an eye-to-eye level with Brock Lesnar? If yes, this match will be great, I think. If it's Brock Lesnar dominating the hell out of Randy Orton and taking him to Suplex City, and in the end Orton gets 1 or 2 hope spots and wins or loses, doesn't matter, the match could be a little bit boring. I hope it will be an all-out fight, and I think Randy Orton is going to win this one, because he needs a win, and Brock Lesnar, well, you can't hurt him. If he loses against a guy like Randy Orton, it doesn't hurt his credibility one bit. Then, of course, we have the match for the vacant Universal title. You can debate whether the title's name is stupid or not, whether it is necessary or not to have a second world title. Doesn't matter. The most important thing is that this title will have a classic to start it off. And Seth Rollins and Finn Balor are the right guys to do that. Seth Rollins has evolved from an authority goonie, a guy who always wins because the authority has his back, to a really vicious heel. He doesn't need the authority anymore, and that's a good character development for him. Finn Balor, some people have argued that he shouldn't have been in this main event or in this match. Another guy like Sami Zayn or whoever should have been. But let's face it, Cesaro, WWE doesn't put as much faith in Cesaro yet as many fans do. Sami Zayn, same goes for him. Although Zayn is a great guy, but he's not even on the card. I don't know what they have in store for him. And if Roman Reigns was in the final, a lot of people would have been mad too. So Finn Balor is a good choice. He and good old Seth Rollins can have a great match, I'm sure of it. And it immediately puts Finn Balor in a position where he is a made superstar. I don't know who will win this match. Doesn't matter either way, because Finn Balor would be a great champion, and Finn Balor chasing Seth Rollins would be great too. So, the only thing that concerns me is this supernatural stuff they do with the demon gimmick. That's just plain stupid. And I hope they drop that real quick, because Finn Balor obviously does not need that. The last match is Dean Ambrose versus Dolph Ziggler for the world title. I think this is going to be a great match. Not the main event. I'd go with one of the other 3 big matches, but it definitely will be a highlight. Dean Ambrose, Ziggler, both are great in-ring competitors. both over with the crowd, even if it wasn't really apparent with Dolph Ziggler the last few months, years. Because WWE always let him come this close to having a good championship run, and then they just dropped him and put him into the doghouse because of things he said, he did, or whatever. His in-ring skills never were in question. And this is a great way to showcase Dolph Ziggler, or a great chance for him to showcase his skills. And even if he doesn't win, and I don't think he will, he can really put himself on the map again. And after this one, I think he should go after the IC title. This elevates him again if he wins the IC title from The Miz and has feuds against other guys like, for example, AJ Styles, Bray Wyatt, or whatever, if they are not in the main event, that really could put back some prestige on the Intercontinental title. And I think the WWE will be surprised how much the universe will respond to Ziggler if he pulls off a great match here with Dean Ambrose. And that's a good possibility here. Anyway, this SummerSlam, I think it will be a very great show. At least it has the potential to be, because the IC title match, I'm not too hot for that one, because I think, I just don't like The Miz, and I don't think Apollo Crews is there yet to pull him to a great match. And the 6 women title match of SmackDown, I'm just not interested in that one. I don't think anybody really is, if this match even happens. We don't know yet. So, we have 9 matches that should be good or even great. Depending on the time they get and, how well the booking is. I'm definitely going to tune in Sunday night. And I hope you enjoyed this short preview, and I'd be happy if you tune in next time for either on Sunday for the NXT Brooklyn review, or on Monday for the review for this year's SummerSlam. Anyway, so long.